Today, I'm going to generate a cybersecurity resume that is probably better than yours. Okay. So I'm going to start off and I'm going to use ChatGPT to do it. So let's start off. I'm going to start with a simple search and I'm going to repeat it exactly what I did before. Generate me a cybersecurity resume. I'm going to press enter. All right. So here's what it's going to do. Let's see if you, interesting. Wow. So I'm glad I captured this because I did this the first time and it actually gave me a cybersecurity resume. But I was smart enough to capture it. So I'm going to let it finish. And so these are, by the way, these are good tips. It's going to go through all this. This is not what I want to show you. What I want to show you is what I have on my other screen, okay? And I was trying to do like some research for my fake identity video. So anyway, we'll talk about that a little bit later. Here's the resume that it generated. So full name, like I like the formatting. So I'll be honest with you, my cybersecurity resume is very similar to this in formatting, right? So, but also going to tell you why I think this might be a bad thing too. So highly motivated, experienced cybersecurity professional seeking a challenging role in protecting sensitive data networks, skilled in threat intelligence, incident response, and compliance. I think that's spot on. But here's what I want to point out. This thing is actually telling you, based on its experience, some of the most common things or most important things that you need to have on a cybersecurity resume. So of course we got your bachelor's degree. They prioritize of all the certifications. They got the CISSP under your education, which is interesting. I think of that as under our skills or something like that, or certification, but they put it under education. Cybersecurity analyst. Okay, that's good. You got some experience there. Led incident response team in containing and mitigating breaches. Now you need to listen because these are the kind of things you need on your cybersecurity resume. Conducted regular security assessments and identified vulnerabilities, implemented security controls and best practices to improve overall security posture. That's good. They served as the information security officer, managed the incident response team, and coordinated with law enforcement other partners, something I've done. Also in the past, implemented security awareness training and programs for employees, do that right now. Provide experienced guidance on regulatory compliance for industries such as HIPAA, PCI DSS, dabbled in that. And so these, once again, these are all things that what it considers to be valuable for a cybersecurity professional. So please pay attention. Security engineer, design and implemented security solutions for network and cloud environments. I'm gonna tell you why. Please stay around the end because I want to give you my opinions on this and how you can make this actually 10 times better. But this is a great foundation. Conducted security penetration testing and vulnerability. You've done everything. So pen testing, right? Developed and maintained security policies and procedures. Okay, so you're doing policies and compliance and stuff like that. Most people are going to just see pen testing and just go run out and continue doing try hack me and thinking that that's going to get them a job. Anyway, maybe if you're lucky, right? So the skills, network security, threat intelligence, incident response. So these are skills that are important. I'm telling you, I agree with these. Compliance, I think that's awesome. Firewall configurations, it's great. I'm going to be doing a whole series on firewall configuration on the channel. SIM, malware analysis, intrusion detection and prevention. Cryptography, if you got cryptography, you can get experience in that. Now, I'll be honest with you, you can learn cryptography. That's pretty impressive, but not typically on most resumes, like on most job postings. And then certification, so they prioritize the CISSP, the Security Plus, the CEH, and the GX, Certified Incident Handler. Okay, so my opinion based on what this is and my recommendations to you based on my experience in the cybersecurity field. I like this. This is very generic, right? I'll be honest with you. I would be more specific. I would like load this as much as possible. The highly experienced and stuff like that, cool. That's standard boilerplate stuff. But I would get into the meat, like, telling like, hey, experience, 10 years of experience and incident response threat. Like, I'm going to be very specific because most people are not going to read past this first line. How do I know? Because I actually have been a part of the hiring process. And I can tell you, like, when they have 4-page resumes, I didn't want to read those 4 pages, just being honest. Okay. So just let you know, like, it's important that you front load it and put something here that's going to make me think that you're somehow worth taking the time to look at your resume versus the thousands of other people that apply for the same position. College education, this is fine. They put, to me, when I think of, maybe this is a shift in thinking. When I think education, I'm going to think of your traditional institutions, but your certification is education. So this is something that's a little bit different, but it's something that maybe you might want to think about in the past. All right, experience, cybersecurity analyst. Now, if you've already got experience, that's great. You definitely want to list that kind of stuff. But you're right. If you see right, well, not you're right, but it's right. Because led incident response in containing and mitigating data breaches, conducted regular security assessment. This is good, but I can tell you this is very generic stuff. Now, you compare it to somebody who doesn't have experience. Yeah, okay, that definitely shows you got some depth. But implementing security controls and best practices to improve overall security, once again, very generic. And so with my resume, I'm just letting you know, man, I like to go straight in like, man, I did this, I accomplished this thing. And maybe I'll bring up a copy of my resume and kind of get some of my personal information off of it. Just kind of show you guys what I keep on my resume to make sure that I'm always valuable and ready to go, right? In case I have to go, right? You never know what happens in the industry, right? So anyway, based on that, so information security officers, most of us are not going to have the ability to do that. That's more of a CISO, right? Certified, what is that's CISO? Wow. Information security officer, CISO, right? And so, dang, I'm tripping for a second, man. Anyway, so managed incident response team. Now, the thing is, you don't necessarily have to be an information security officer, you know what I'm saying, to do managed incident response. You can actually get experience doing this. Like, I was in the CISO and I was able to manage incidents as part of the security team. So it's just a matter of like, if you're already in the security field, this is an opportunity for you to step up and maybe manage the security incidents. Like if there's things happening, go to your boss and say, hey, I want to be a part of this incident response, like, okay, can I do this? Or do you mind if I lead this? Or if you're not qualified to lead it, say, hey, can I have an opportunity to lead some of the incident response? Typically, managers are going to be like, cool, like, I like your initiative, I like what you're thinking. Implement a security awareness training. Security awareness training is, to me, is very boring. It's required, but I'm just going to be telling you, just be flat out honest with you. It is not the favorite part of my job. I'm a nuts and bolts, high level, like deep dive, type of guy. And so, when it comes to things like security awareness training, I mean, it's tough, but it's something that you have to do. So for you, take the time, dig into it, figure it out, become the best at it. But one of the things I do like about security awareness training is the phishing campaigns, because, man, when I do a phishing campaign, I'm going to make sure somebody fail, right? And the reason I'm going to do that is because the thing is, the bad guys are not going to take it easy. So if you take it easy on phishing campaigns, then your employees are not going to be prepared. So it's just like any other sport, right? If you train them easy, they're going to be soft. But if you train them tough, then they're going to be tough, right? So provide expert guidance on regulatory compliance industry. This is something specific. I do encourage anybody that's in the field or working to get in the field to get some kind of understanding of HIPAA, PCI, DSS, GDPR, any of these regulations and stuff like that. It is very important that you take the time to get some experience in those. And then also security engineer, company name. So design and implement security solutions for networking cloud environments. So the thing is, a lot of times you're trying to figure out what the difference is sometimes between an engineer and an analyst. And the difference is the engineer is going to be really creating solutions. So you're going to do the entire design of the security. You're going to go through the implementation process, and that includes a lot of times from start to finish, right? Conducted penetration testing and vulnerability assessment. So a lot of times as an engineer, you get a chance to do these things. So you're seeing that these are more engineering type of activities, but you can get pen testing experience as a junior level. Also, just once again, reach out to higher level people, even see if there are opportunities to intern or volunteer, and to develop and maintain security policies and procedures. Okay, I think that's good. Once again, that's standard stuff. It's not sexy a lot of times, but you need to figure out if you're going to be in what I consider a traditional role or more in the compliance role for security, right? So kind of do two different tracks that you can go. If you're on the compliance side, there are lots of opportunities for that, but you're not going to be as hands-on. And then skills. All right, so let's talk about the skills. Network security, threat intelligence, that's good. Incident response. Once again, you're going to see incident response on every job description out there just about. You need to know incident response. And most people spend so much time getting their CompTIAs that they don't think about incident response. Compliance, HIPAA, we talked about that. Firewall configuration. If you don't have a firewall or some type on your home, if you're a cybersecurity professional, aspiring cybersecurity professional, and you're just running a standard AT&T box and you can afford to buy an actual firewall, message me, DM me, or whatever, and say, hey, what firewall do you recommend? You should be running some type of firewall and should be learning configuration of firewall. If you're not, shame on you. SIM, if you're running the SIM, I'm putting the meat at the end. So for the people who stay here, you get the meat, right? You can actually use what is it, Elastic or Splunk. They have free versions. If you don't have something that you've actually like provisioned or run to get some experience in SIM, shame on you. Okay, malware analysis. No way, no reason why any of you shouldn't have ever done malware analysis. So it's easy to find malware. You got it. You got a spam folder. You got all kind of spam. So set up a VM or something like that, and then within that VM, create a fake email account, sign up for a whole bunch of stuff, or forward some of the emails from your main account to a fake email account, and then be able to detonate that inside that, and then be able to use some of the tools out there. If you don't know some tools, message me, I'll find some. But there are a lot of free tools that you can use to analyze malware and start learning what it does, characteristics and stuff like that. You can use process monitors. There's plenty of tutorials about process monitor and how to do malware analysis with process monitor, to be able to look at the outbound connection, to be able to look at some of the processes it spawns. You can literally see from the time of execution just about everything a piece of malware does. Why aren't you doing this? Go do it. And choosing detection and prevention. Once again, get you a firewall for your home. Run the firewall, learn how to do it, learn how to write the policies to allow basic functionality. Remember, recommend you start with nothing and then write policies to allow each additional service out, right? So 443, 80, 995, 465, all these different ports. Write them and start with disabling the all to all rule. This is what I'm saying. And then more service by service, do it until you get it right. It's going to be painful, but you're going to be good at it. And then cryptography, man, good luck right there. I don't have cryptography experience. I've done some training on and stuff like that, basic level stuff, but nothing of significance. We're going to crack anything at this point. And then on the certifications, the CISSP is great if you're thinking about the management track. Security Plus is like having a freaking driver's license for security. It's just to check the boxes to get through the door. Certified Ethical Hacker, I do not have a lot of stock in. I've heard terrible things about it. It's not something that I consider to be a top tier certification. If you say the OSCP, I will say yes, sir, is amazing. But for CH, I don't know if I would actually do this. I think it's a waste of time based on the information I have received from other people who are respecting the field. Okay. And then GAC, if you got the money, I've got this. I actually have this one, and I got two SANS certifications. But if you can afford the money, go to SANS to get the certification, take the test and get it. But I can tell you that I've just renewed my certification. It cost me like $465 after about 3 or 4 years to renew it. And every 3 or 4 years, I'm gonna have to drop $400. So if you get 8 or 10 SANS certification, keep in mind, the more certification you got, every renewal time, it's gonna be 400 plus. And you include inflation, it'll be $500 next year, but it's going to be $800 every like 3 to 4 years, basically. I'm going to be paying for my 2 SANS certifications. So think about that. So anyway, there's a lot of information here. I literally just did a brain dump. If you got some questions, leave those comments. But you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to help you. So it's up to you. I'm here for you. I do respond. I'm on LinkedIn. You can find me. I'm not gonna tell you all the places to find me. If you want to holler at me, find me. You're a cybersecurity professional. Do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, find one of my social medias, find my Discord, find my Twitter, hit me up. That's what you're supposed to do. And if you can't accomplish these basic things to get in touch with somebody who's willing to help you, then you may want to think about getting a different career path. I'm just joking. No, I'm not actually. Good luck.